Hello, time for another weekly check-in. Today is my technical day 59, which is in and of itself really awesome. It's the longest I've really committed to changing my lifestyle for the better, and for as long as I can remember. So it's a big milestone for me, making it that far with staying as motivated and committed as I have been. It's the end of week 7 of the challenge, so we've got one more week, which is exciting on one hand, and on the other hand, it's not really that big of a deal, just because this challenge is so much longer than 8 weeks for me. I'm really excited to see what the next steps are in terms of what the transformation challenge, like when the next 8 weeks is going to start, or how the rest of the year looks in terms of the challenge. But when I started this, I started it with a sort of looking at it from a year-long journey. And I know that it's actually more of a lifelong journey at this point. But when I made the commitment to change, I sort of looked at it as a year-long thing. So I still have that in my mind, just because while I've made great strides during this 8-week challenge, I have so much more I want to accomplish. So it'll take me at least a year, if not, the rest of my life. So it's bigger than the 8-week challenge, but I'm excited to see what the next step is in terms of what the challenge is going to be structured, or how it's going to be structured, I should say. So anyways, back to the week. I had a really great week, actually. I lost another pound, which in the past, 1 pound would have not excited me. I would have actually probably been a little discouraged, and then probably use that as an excuse to quit. But this time around, I'm happy with a pound. I think that's a really healthy amount to lose, and coming off of last week when I lost almost 2 pounds, 3 pounds in 2 weeks is great, and it's sustainable, and it's something that I can continue to do over the course of the year. So from that standpoint, I'm super pumped. And also, I lost another 4 inches, which is just insane to me. I never followed a macro type plan where I was paying attention to the types of food I was eating. It was always just calorie based, and it didn't matter whether I had an apple or the same amount of calories worth of chocolate. That really didn't make any difference to me before. But now that I'm paying more attention to that, I am seeing big changes in my body composition, and that is just so eye-opening for me. I mean, it's huge. It's incredible how important it is, the type of food that you're putting into your body. Another huge milestone this week was my follow-up with my oncologist. I know I mentioned it in my last video update that I was having a CT scan done of my chest and abdomen to check out the status of my lymphoma, and met with my oncologist afterwards, and it could not have gone any better. Not only are my tumors not growing, but I actually had 2 tumors shrink in size. My oncologist was blown away. He was super happy for me, and said, there's no way to guarantee that it's diet and exercise that is the reason why we're seeing that shrinkage, but he said just to keep doing what I'm doing, and I certainly plan to, because not only do I feel great, but I do believe that it has a direct effect on the status of my cancer, and I don't have to start treatment yet. So we've decided to wait another 4 months, and I'll go back then and have another scan done, and we'll check the status at that point of what's happening with those tumors. But I feel great, and I really do believe that these lifestyle changes that I've made, which include just cleaning up my diet, losing weight, exercising regularly, which has not only been huge for my physical body composition and strength and whatnot, but it's such a huge stress reliever. And I know that stress has some pretty significant detrimental effects on the body and your health. So the stress relief from that has been awesome. And I'm not drinking as much alcohol. I hate to admit this, but I actually used to smoke a little bit here and there with socially, I like to call it, but I don't do that at all anymore because that's just stupid. But I'm getting more sleep. I'm trying to manage my stress a lot better, like I said, and I'm reaping the benefits. So I'm feeling wonderful. Last weekend, actually, another huge milestone was that last weekend we traveled for the first time during the challenge. I was out of town all weekend, and that used to scare me. And when I was trying to commit to making healthy choices, travel used to be daunting because I didn't think I could do it, or it was all that eating out, and it would be an excuse to splurge and not really care too much about the choices that I was making. But this time around, that didn't happen. I was able to make really great choices. I probably went over my calorie load a little bit. I probably had a little bit too much to eat the couple of days we ate out, just with hidden calories in restaurant food. But I was able to keep myself in nutritional ketosis the whole time, which is my strategy, is my plan right now, and it's where I feel the best. So I was really, really proud of that, and felt good doing that. It's no longer daunting to me. I don't feel nervous about travel anymore, so that's exciting. And my mother-in-law told me that I was glowing, so that's pretty awesome. She said she noticed that I had lost some weight, but more so she said I was just glowing, that my complexion looked great and I seemed really happy and energetic and optimistic, and she thought that overall I seemed like I was doing much better than the last time I saw her, which was last October, which is definitely true. I am doing so much better than I was back then. So that's about it. Great week, another really exciting week for me. Reaching milestones, doing new things every day. One last thing, I don't keep you too long, but I was in the weight room yesterday, which again, I'm trying to get into the weight room a little bit more and start lifting some heavier weights to work on that muscle tone. And I was working on some power cleans, which I hadn't done in about a year. And I really wasn't focused on maxing out or PRs or anything like that. I just wanted to put a little bit of weight on that bar and get underneath it. And it went great. It felt wonderful. And I even had some guy come up and compliment my Phorm. He said that I was doing really well and that he sees people do it incorrectly all the time. So I was, pretty proud of myself. Those feelings of not belonging in the weight room, they're gone. I felt great. I felt like I totally belonged there. And I'm excited to go back. So big things happening over here. One more week left in the challenge. I'm excited for my final update next week, and to see how I finished. I'm at 17.9 pounds lost total this challenge, so I'm gonna shooting for 20 total. So that's my goal, is shooting for 20. So we'll see what happens. But until then, I hope everyone has a great week, and I look forward to catching up with you next time. Bye.